Yeah, we have set the title.
Okay. So yeah, I think we are on the line, right? Just
Perfect.
checking our channel.
Okay, I have got the URL.
Yep, I also got it.
Continue this first to check if the title is correct. Title is correct.
Yeah, that is correct. Okay, so I've also posted it in my circle.
Perfect.
Here.
Yeah, I guess, do we have a QA?
Hmm. See.
Okay, so I guess we can start, right?
Yeah. All right. Now this one. Okay, well, I think we're good to go. So
Perfect.
we'll start in, I guess, three, two, and there we go. So hello everyone and welcome to the Open Talks episode number 23. In this episode, we have four interesting topics for you. First is the Samsung is putting some ads. Now, we have seen Xiaomi putting ads. We have seen even some weird companies like Lenovo putting ads on their platform. But Samsung, we didn't expect it, right? But you know, even the unexpected devices are also getting the ads. So let's see, like what all devices they are putting the ads on and why it's the case. So that's the first topic. Second is interesting, like Samsung is doing something really good in this case. They have released S22, but with really good features, right? That we have never expected or never seen in the series. So let's see what all those things are. Third is, I would say, mysterious. Like Facebook has created its own parent company named as Meta. So generally, parents do create child, but now the child has created a parent. So why is it is the case? I think what all Facebook is aiming through the company, because I guess Facebook is very ambitious company, but how, I mean, what all ambitions they are carrying inside. Let's see. The last topic is about Google. So actually, we do know that in the podcast we have talked twice about Google Pixel 6, and the hype actually was real, right? I would say not up to the mark, but at least they didn't do total flop. So let's see what all features they did bring, and how is the overall phone. So I guess let's roll the intro a bit, right?
Perfect.
All right. So that brings us to the first topic of the whole series, that is Samsung and the ads. So, I mean, it all started with Xiaomi. So, generally things do start with Apple, but now it's the other way. Like the other end is starting the things and people are adopting it.
And for
So,
defense,
essentially,
Apple is kind of defending, right? Like they're not
yeah,
putting ads.
exactly. I mean, if they put the ads, right, the 25,000 INR smartphone is being sold at 1,50,000, right? So, if they are
Yeah,
putting the ads, then I'll hire some hitman or something.
I mean they are
So,
not putting the ads on phone. They are already buying whatever expense they get from that. Right?
actually,
You
I
already
would I
paid
would
for it.
say no, yeah, that's enough, right? That's all it is. Like even we paid for Samsung also, right? But see, the issue is like in the Samsung's platform, we can still buy some other service, like some other music services or some other video services. In Apple, it's the other way. Like if you are buying an Apple device, generally 99% I'm sure that you will buy Apple Music service, or you will buy Apple TV service or something Apple
Yeah,
related
because it
services,
comes
right?
with some perks. It
Yeah,
always comes with some perks.
absolutely correct. So, a very tightly closed environment they have created, and that's why other services we cannot compete with it. So I guess that's why Apple is already getting the money from the services. So why they should be putting the ads? So that solves the mystery of Apple. But uh, I mean, Samsung is already was, I mean, considered as an premium brand in the Android market, right? Other than that, I guess none other brands are considered to be premium Android smartphone brands in the Android world. I guess no, right? Samsung is the only premium who can actually compete with
Yeah,
Apple. Otherwise,
like Huawei was there. Obviously, Huawei was kicked out from the whole business
yep,
by Trump
absolutely,
administration. Uh, and I guess uh, there is Xiaomi even, right? Xiaomi with the mix branding, right? Mi Mix
hmm, hmm,
with the premium
hmm.
plus. Then there's
Right.
Red, right? Red, which was
Oh my,
complete
right.
failure, right? I
Hmm.
mean that
Yep.
is not even premium. That is something of godly
Yeah.
level, right? Then then there
Right.
was I guess there was LG obviously there
Yeah.
with V series. Then now it's gone. Obviously
Right.
Sony still exists, right? At the premium
Yep.
side.
Yep.
Um, but other than that, I guess Oppo, Vivo, those kind of things doesn't do that well of a premium, right? I mean, compared to
Can we consider OnePlus? I don't think so, right? OnePlus cannot be
OnePlus,
considered premium.
can be considered a premium brand at this point, in the sense, like they are no
Okay.
longer
Okay.
supporting any more, enthusiasts, right? They are
Yes.
just want to be premium brand, right? That is all they want.
Hmm.
So, I guess we
Okay.
can include OnePlus in the list.
Yeah. Right. They are also doing some, notorious things, but yeah, they're at least not putting the ads. So that is good.
They already killed OS, right? So it's like, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's even worse.
They are just on the verge actually. Like now they are going to lose their market capital, right? I mean, after some
Yeah.
time. So after that, they'll be like, okay, we have to earn
Now,
some money, except selling the phones because phones are not selling anymore. Then
yeah,
they'll be like putting ads,
yeah.
right?
How can we match the profit of the earlier quarter? Because we are not selling, we'll sell something else. And those
By
are
the
the
way, it's
ads.
not just Samsung putting ads in TVs, right? I mean, even Xiaomi does, right? Put ads in TV, as well as
Absolutely.
Sony does in other countries except India, right? As far as I have seen. And
I
the
see.
thing about all others is even Xiaomi, for the credit,
Hmm.
is that you can turn it off. The ad system you can turn it
Yeah,
off, right?
yeah.
Samsung is like, there is no option to turn it off, right?
Perfect. There
It's
you go.
like it's like you don't own the TV, right? I mean, you're
Hmm.
lending it from the Samsung, right? That is how it
Yep,
feels.
I see. Well,
So
I think it's not an Android TV, right? Is it?
it is Tizen, right? It's Tizen. They don't know us, right?
I see. I see. Correct, correct, correct. So
So
even if someone wants to install some other ROM, they cannot do.
yep. So I'm just putting a link in there. Let me see. So there you go, right?
Yeah.
So basically they are putting ads. I mean, there has been even a blog post, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if you do this, right? So you can see
Hmm.
that there is community, right?
Yep.
And if you go down,
Perfect. There you
right, you can see all these people raising the issue.
go. Hmm.
See, why I don't get. See, I paid a lot of money for. Wasn't that enough, Samsung, right?
Yep. That's all of the people thinking who can see that
I
this
mean,
is an ad.
see how much pages it's already been, right?
Absolutely.
You can see like, yeah, and actually in this conversation, even a Samsung employee messaged and said,
Okay.
yeah, I mean that is how it is. You can't turn it off.
Perfect. There you
So
go.
so there you go, right?
Yep. Yep. Actually,
Yeah, so it's like,
considering, considering the scenario on ads, right? It is much worse on YouTube actually. I was like watching a 20-minute video today, right? While I was eating.
correct, correct.
So I mean, essentially, I'm just switching the scene.
Yep.
Essentially, I faced five ads
On
in
YouTube.
15 minutes. Like, yeah, five ads with proper 20 seconds of ads, and some ads were even unskippable. So
Correct.
I mean, five ads is a lot, and I didn't even watch
Actually,
the
when you
whole
think
full
about it,
video.
right? Actually,
Yeah,
when you think about it, normal people, I mean, normal in the sense like we are talking like different stages of people, right? There is
yeah,
like normal people, there is a little bit
yeah,
enthusiast people, right? And there is like
yeah.
extreme, right? The provision ones. So
Correct.
we can basically be in the class of provision ones, right? The extreme people.
Yeah,
Then there is the middle people, that is like people who just use some extensions and those kind of things to protect their privacy, right? They see, okay,
absolutely.
this particular extension or using a Brave browser is better, then they use the browser,
Yeah,
right? That those people can come here, right? Then there is this
yeah,
people, right? The base people who doesn't do anything. They just work with whatever they have. and those
I
people are
see.
going to basically keep on having the ads on, and they are going to see the
Absolutely.
ads, and this is a
Yes.
majority, right? I mean, this might constitute even like 70% of the whole people, right, on earth.
Actually, yeah.
And this means
And
that, you know,
yeah,
more money, right? More money for YouTube, and more money for
yeah,
most of the platforms, even TVs, right now the only solution we have is some kind of a pipe hole or some device which filters out ads in your network completely, like
absolutely.
network based blocking. you know
Yes.
if the
That is
operating system
too much
itself
needed.
gives you ads, right, there
Yeah,
is no more way to prevent it, right?
yeah,
It's like sealed for you, right? I mean, you can't change the fact that main reason why is that if you root the TV, DRM fails, so many things
yeah.
go sideways, right? And you don't
Correct.
want that, right? Obviously, you don't want things to go sideways, and
Absolutely
no,
correct.
for things not to go sideways, you keep on sticking to the old thing,
Yep, yep,
and
yep.
that is a problem because if you keep on sticking to the old thing, things are going to go sideways, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, the things that what I meant is things which are going sideways is ads, right? Like basically. So
Absolutely.
only
Right.
way is nowadays, make a routers. Maybe the next generation will be like routers which advertise with ad blocking features,
Oh man, that would be really good. Right, right.
right?
I can see.
Uh,
I can already see SU's making some letters on that.
Yep. I have already seen routers which are basically pitching on this idea, right? And there are routers,
Okay.
if you buy them, right, they will do VPN, right? It's called VPN routers. And those
Okay.
routers, what they do is, if you want to watch Netflix, then you can say, okay, Netflix, this location. Then they will see, okay, you are accessing the Netflix IP address, so they will basically like route all the traffics of that particular IP address to some VPN, and all the other traffic goes through the normal network,
Wow.
right? So
Wow.
you can
That
set
is
different places
amazing.
for different services.
That
Obviously,
is
these are
great.
premium end, right? We are talking about, but this will in the future, this might actually come to lower end, right?
Yep. Interesting.
So hopefully with that, ad blocking, right?
I see. Yeah. I think
Actually,
if
for
they
me,
can
I
route.
hate ads, right? I hate ads. Ads basically, I feel like ads are engineered just to manipulate us, right? It's like they want to
Absolutely. I
manipulate
mean,
us, they show ads.
that is the main purpose. I guess that's the main purpose, right?
Yeah, and it's not good, right? In the sense, like, uh, like when you think about it, psychologically speaking, like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people who have studied psychology
Yeah.
have made these ads, right? And
Exactly.
these ads are engineered in such a way that it is going to reach towards audience and force them to do something they will never do in their life if they are
Yeah.
not shown those ads,
It is kind of
like
building in
buy
time
something which
manipulation.
is not necessary.
Yep.
It's playing with mind, right? And I hate it,
Yes.
like I think ads should be something which is voluntary, in the sense if you search
Hmm.
for something, then show ads. Okay, these are ads of stuff. You want a grinder,
Yeah.
right? Grinder, you search in
Yeah.
Amazon, and it says, okay, see, these are the grinders, and you first it shows, okay, these are the grinders which are being promoted because people paid
Correct.
money for it, the promotion, this being pinned on
Yes.
top, and you can see that right there. And after that comes
Yep.
the normal things. Then it's not like selling you what you don't want. These are
Hmm.
like selling you what you don't want, right? I mean,
Those are
maybe like
exactly helping, kind of.
and some
Yeah.
some are like causing the issue. For example, let's see, YouTube Premium, right? YouTube Premium, YouTube Premium ad. I don't know
Hmm.
how many times the thing comes up, right? The thing is, the ad is designed to just uh, be in such a way that to irritate people, right? It's just is just like, irritating people until they buy a
Yep.
premium. So it's like if they don't put
Absolutely
that
correct.
ad, there is no necessity for the premium, right?
Correct. Correct.
Because they put the ad. Now to remove that particular ad, to get the privilege to just remove, playing that annoying stuff, right? It's not even genuine ad, right? It's the ad about the thing which removes ad.
Exactly.
And it's
Right.
counterintuitive. Like even when I heard ad about Brave, right? Brave browser, right?
Yeah.
The one browser which uh, you know basically gets rid of ads, puts
Hmm.
ads in YouTube, and I'm like,
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. 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 And
so
YouTube
isn't
also
that?
allows it, right?
And YouTube allows it because YouTube wants money, right? They
Yeah.
just
YouTube
want that.
wants only, right? Yep. Yep. Yep.
And obviously to look good also they want that, right? Because if they don't promote that, then they will be seen
Hmm.
as a like anti-competitor, uh,
Yeah.
company, right?
Absolutely correct.
So they just want to do that. And I guess
Exactly.
they are like better use Brave than Firefox, right? Because
Yeah.
I mean obviously Firefox is having more telemetry than Brave, but
Hmm. Hmm.
Google has more control over Brave than Firefox, because at last Firefox is using Gecko engine and Brave is using
Correct. Correct. Correct.
uh, what is the engine of, not WebKit, the other engine. WebKit is of Apple,
Brave
right?
is Blink, right? Brave is Blink, I guess.
Blink, yeah. Blink is the open source engine based on WebKit, made by Google.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So that thing is what they use, right? And Blink is very much poisonous because see, they have been having a monopoly, right? We can even say it's a monopoly, right? And they have been modifying HTTP standard for their own good, and even
Absolutely.
modifying the whole scripting, right? I mean JavaScript,
Yep.
they are adding stuff, removing stuff, in JS modules they are adding stuff which is pointless, removing stuff which are pretty useful, and adding stuff which is as a replacement but harder to implement and stuff like that. And the fact that they can pull it off is because Chrome can catch up with these changes, because they literally do build the browser, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, and this is a terrifying thing, right? I mean, do you own the product, right? I mean, obviously, when you when you buy a TV, you own it, actually, right? You
Yeah.
should
You
probably
should be
own
the
it.
owner, right?
When you buy a laptop, I mean, obviously, it didn't come with an operating system normally, right? Unless you bought Windows with it, like the
Correct.
OEM
Absolutely correct.
thing. So you don't own any softwares in the
Yeah.
thing. So if you program anything into the laptop, obviously you own the thing, right? You own the software. You
Yeah.
should have full control over it. And if you paid for some software, then also you should, in theory, have full control over it, right?
Correct.
And if it is open source, yeah, I mean, open source gives you full control, right?
Right.
But being paid, like installing Windows, right? Being completely paid, then showing ads, which Microsoft does, right? I mean,
Hmm.
nowadays they does little, actually, compared to old days where they pushed ads everywhere in the start menu, right?
Yep. Yep.
Um, and nowadays they are also doing it, right? I mean, they are putting preferred apps in the start menu, right? And one click install, right? It automatically installs it.
Right.
Those all are promotions. I mean, you already paid for Windows, right? I mean, you should probably own the thing, but you don't, right? That's the world
Correct.
we are living in. Even there's a report where what do you say, inkjet printers, right? If you just buy a subscription service of ink,
Hmm.
that is maybe like 75 prints per month, the minimum plan, right? The base plan, there's like
Yeah.
0.99 USD per month, right? That is very very low, right? If you
Yeah.
subscribe that, and you are like, okay, one day, you know what, I'm going to stop the subscription, right? I don't want any more ink.
Okay. Okay.
you know
Hmm.
I'm just I'm just going to not use the printer anymore, right? And you
Yep.
stop the subscription, and what do you expect? The cartridge which is already in the printer should be usable, and until the ink dries out, I mean,
Exactly.
the ink is completely used, right? It
Yeah.
should be, functioning, right? The thing
Yeah.
is, the moment the subscription expires, the cartridge dies with it.
What the hell?
Like, yeah, that is it, what HP is doing right now.
That's the total
Right.
wastage of the hardware. I mean,
Correct,
what
correct,
the hell?
correct. It's total wastage of the hardware. And for their defense, they are recycling it, but still, I mean, I don't think they are recycling in a eco-friendly way, right? I mean, this is wastage, right? It could be just completely used. First of all, use it completely, right?
Yep.
Then only recycle. And obviously, reuse is a much more better option, and I don't think reuse is the one which is being done here, right? I don't think these cartridges are being refilled. They are like
Absolutely
crushed
not.
and made a new cartridge, like
Yep.
crushed, and they are like recycled, not reused, right? So
Correct. Correct.
yeah. And there is also one more thing, right? I think I have to say, Canon, right? Canon printers.
Yep. Yep.
So if you own a Canon, which is all in one, right? Like with the scanner and all those things. If
Right.
you if you have if you want to scan a sheet,
Hmm. Hmm.
but you don't have color ink in the printer or black and
Okay.
white, you are missing any of those, then you can't scan anymore.
There you go.
I mean, it's not like you are going to use the inks to scan, right?
Absolutely not. Yeah.
And what is the, I mean, so let's be frank, right? If you don't have coloring, then at least let you scan black and white,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
But that also doesn't work, you know.
Shit, man.
So these things are like messed up, right? I mean, like, see, like companies are seeing that people are willing to watch ads, people are willing to pay more, people are willing
Yep.
to subscribe and save, kind of get a logic of saving some buck, right?
Right.
Even though they are not doing any, right? By
Yep.
committing to a longer term investment, they are basically wasting like lot of money, unless they are going to meet the goals. Okay,
Right.
75 sheets per month. They are going to print 100% 75 sheets per month and exhaust the cartridge.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's like useless. And I'm pretty sure that if you are going to print 75 draft pages and 75 best quality pages, it is going to print. And
Absolutely.
if you print 75 draft pages, it is going to die. If you
Yep.
print 75 best quality pages, it is going to die anyway, right? Because you hit
Right.
the 75. I mean, what is supposed to hit? Number of pages or the ink level? Like, nowadays we have to question that, right?
Exactly.
Normally printer should stop printing only when the ink is not
Hmm.
sufficient to print, right?
Yep. 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 Yep.
Nowadays it's like page counter. How many pages did you print? If you print 75 blank pages without using any inks, then your ink is over. Somehow magically the ink just disappears from the cartridge,
Oh man.
right? Maybe for white they just use all the color of ink to make the white. I don't know. Okay?
Yep. 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 Absolutely. That is the worst part.
I don't
actually.
think that does even work, right? If you mix all the colors, you get black. You don't get white.
Yep.
You know.
Right.
Yeah. So this is messed up actually.
That is
Like a
messed
lot of things are messed up, and this is one thing, right? I mean, see, we have talked about right to repair, right? A lot.
Yep.
This comes under right to own, right? Right to own, basically.
Correct. 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 I see.
So you can say like right to repair is one of the one of the subcategories of right to own,
Hmm.
and these all comes under right to own, right? Like
Yep.
buying your own cartridge, putting a knockoff cartridge, right? Like you are even limited to the cartridge given by the company, right? And
Right.
sometimes people don't want to use that because it's too expensive, right? The cartridge is too expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, how much does ink cost? Really, nothing, right? Really, like
Nothing. Yeah.
it maybe costs like maybe like talking in Indian rupees, maybe 200-300 rupees for 1 liter of ink. That is how much
Yeah.
it should, in theory, cost.
Right. Right. Right.
But for just maybe like 10 ml of ink, we are spending like 500 rupees to
Yes.
just for just 10 ml, right? Which is in the cartridge.
Yeah.
And that is pathetic, right? I mean, they just don't want to stop with that. I mean, they are already doing that. They just don't want to stop with that. Now they want more, right?
Yeah.
And this is what happened with also TVs. I mean, they have the smart TVs. They have ads everywhere. I mean, not in the TV, right? You can say in the apps of the TVs, like
I see.
Samsung
I see.
apps. They have ads, but now they are putting the ads on the home screen, which is launcher, right?
Yep.
I mean, launcher should not have ads. Now
Yeah.
launcher
It
has
will.
ads, settings app has ads, side panel has ads, everything has ads.
Yeah.
To a point where when you open even the TV, right? The TV in the TV, right? The TV app that is the one displaying the HDMI screen. Even an ad pops up, sneaking from the bottom.
I
Like
see.
here you go, ad, right? Totally, and on top of it, you have program ads, right?
Yep.
Whatever program you're watching, you have ads on that. So this is whole adception over here, right?
Correct. Absolutely correct.
It's like everyone wants a cut off, you know,
Oh.
y- cut off time of the customer.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yep.
yeah, I guess, yeah, maybe Samsung will learn from it and maybe stop now.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
it will be more like WhatsApp, right? It will be more like WhatsApp.
it's pretty
It
hard.
will be
Yeah.
like pending, right? Like they will like postpone the thing
It's impossible.
until
Like,
customers are like,
and
fine.
I mean, like I'm telling you, the customers. I mean, they don't understand this. That's the only thing. Like they just bear with it. That's what is going to happen. That has already happened with WhatsApp. That's why I have the data, and having the data, I'm just saying this. They will just bear with it, and this thing will continue.
Absolutely. Customers are going to just, they're just going to continue everything, even though, I mean, I left WhatsApp. I'm the only one who left.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
At last, it feels like no one left, right? Because
Yeah.
actually, that is the case, right? No one has left.
No one has left. Yeah.
And
Even I couldn't left because I mean, two things. One is the friends, right? And second is college things
college.
always comes on WhatsApp.
Yes, exactly.
So
For
those
me,
are
it's
the
like, I don't really do consequences. I'm like, okay, I don't want to use WhatsApp. Okay, no WhatsApp. If you want to contact me, do whatever. SMS, the old
yeah.
style. Right? I'm fine with it. Yeah, and people like I think that works because most of the times I am coordinating stuff, and like normally I kind of tell everybody I am supposed to notify people, and
I
if
see.
I go somewhere, people also follow me, right? Normally,
Correct.
so right, yeah, but the whole thing is that this is total, like, unless some company comes up and just says we are not going to do what you guys are going to do,
Yeah.
and we are going to publicize it,
Hmm.
and people are going to opt for it with their wallet. Unless that is going to happen, nothing is going to change, and we know that is not going to happen because Telegram is obviously a kind of alternative which does check most of the boxes of what I
In a
have
better
told you,
way,
right?
actually.
And people have moved to Telegram. It's not moved, people just uses it alternatively,
Yeah.
but it's not enough, right? They haven't kicked off WhatsApp.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the point. That's the
WhatsApp
point.
has all the disadvantages in the sense they don't have
Yeah.
cloud backup, they don't have a real-time application on desktop and mobile, right?
Yep.
They don't have file sharing above 1 GB, right? Or even 200 MB, right? I
I
don't
think
think
it's not
you
1
can
GB,
send
it's
over
even
that.
lesser than that. Very less than that.
Yeah, maybe like 200 or something MBs.
Yeah.
And WhatsApp even hogs your storage. You can't just delete the files in your phone and retrieve it after some time,
True.
right? And it kind of does a huge compression on images.
Yep.
I mean, by default, the compression is very shit on WhatsApp.
Absolutely.
With all these things in mind, still
Hmm.
people want to go to WhatsApp, even though the alternative is way more superior.
Way more. Yeah. That's the
And this
point.
kind of gives such a scary thing, right? It's like the fact. It's the fact, right? It's the reality actually.
Yeah.
People will still continue to support whatever they like,
Absolutely correct.
even though the alternatives has already become better, right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, with that, I guess we can go to the next topic because we have
All
talked
right.
for a very
So
long time with this.
after bashing Samsung a lot, we are here to praise Samsung now.
Yep,
So
perfect.
right. So
We
Samsung
are
is
not like we just don't say okay, don't choose this company, don't choose that company. We are bad, like they are bad. We don't just say like that, right? We say the points. You can take
yeah.
whatever you like from it. Positives,
Ex-
negatives, we are neutral with it, right?
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, you should be able to judge. Like we shouldn't like cover everything and judge and give the judgment to you. You should give the points,
Correct,
and you should be able to judge. So that's the whole idea.
correct,
Right. So, I mean,
correct,
talking
correct.
about the positive points now about Samsung, they have released S22, or maybe it is leaked, right? I mean, it's not released, like it's delayed.
It's not released. It's not released. It's like
Yeah.
you can say it's leaked.
Oh, so we have the leaks, right? So essentially, we
Correct.
have those pretty sweet AMOLED displays and everything is there. So, two interesting
Yep.
things we noticed. One is it has AMD made GPU, which we have never seen, right? I mean, like we have seen Mali, we have seen Adreno, we have not seen AMD made
And
GPU in any form.
we have not seen Intel based CPUs.
I think it's not going to
We
happen.
have AMD based CPUs.
Yeah,
We have
even
seen NVIDIA based GPUs, but not in normal phones.
yeah. Tegra something, right? Tegra
Yep.
chip, you see.
It
And
was in Stream Deck or something. I forgot. Like some
Steam
NVIDIA
Deck
Shield. Yeah,
has
NVIDIA Shield.
actually, I mean, Steam Deck is having AMD based CPU and also I guess GPU also. I
Correct.
mean, the whole SoC is AMD based. It's some custom collaboration with AMD and Steam Deck, I guess. I mean, here it's like Exynos CPU and AMD GPU, so some really new thing is coming up now in the market. So that will be really interesting to see, like how that GPU performs. Right? We'll compare those
I
benchmarks.
think that will be crushing everything.
That
Like
should that
seriously,
should crush
because
it.
two things, right? Two things.
Yeah,
One thing is AMD GPUs are really known for power efficiency, right? As we know, right? They are
those
really
are
power efficient compared to NVIDIA. You know NVIDIA needs 1,000 watt power supplies to power their high ends,
okay.
while AMD ones only need 750 watts to power their high ends, right?
I see.
And there have been even people saying, okay, even a small dip in power, there is a quality problem in the power supply, will
Yeah.
totally fry the GPU, right,
Oh,
of NVIDIA. And there haven't been any kind of issues with AMD as of now, right?
I see. I see.
Uh,
Right.
so maybe I'm just pushing it a lot, right? But I think if someone can make a good GPU, it's either AMD or Intel, because Intel is also very good at making GPUs which are low power, right?
Yep.
But as far as we know, Radeon, like the Vega in integrated graphics, right? Integrated
Yep.
APUs, they are like killing it, right? They're killing Intel GPUs.
Yes.
So at that point, we can say safely that AMD is the only one who can deliver the performance on the table.
That is true. That is so true.
And this may be good because see, like ARM is a new thing, and Apple M1 is ARM, right?
Hmm.
Exynos
Yeah.
is ARM, obviously. So
Yeah.
maybe AMD is kind of trying something, I don't know, right? Maybe some kind of a,
Absolutely.
you know, maybe when this GPU is combined with ARM CPU,
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
might be expecting some gains, right,
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Ideally, it should
Maybe if
be.
it succeeds, maybe they will go with ARM CPUs on desktops. I don't know, right? We have no idea.
I think that should be the goal, like, I guess, because ARM is the future for desktop. So yeah, that is so
Correct,
true.
correct.
So we'll like consider those after release. We'll compare the scores between latest Adreno and the AMD. So let's see what happens. So
Let's see, when
this,
the release comes, we will like obviously plot the things, right? Plot up the
yeah, yeah,
things,
yeah,
show
absolutely
those things.
right.
Yep.
So I think even interesting feature that was some really out of the. I mean, there was some really interesting features, but even out of the box features which Samsung brought is the S Pen. Like we have never seen an S Pen moving out of the Note series, right? We've always seen
Correct.
notes with the S Pens, but S22 and
See, S21 had S Pen, but it was sold separately. So people
exactly,
who are going to buy the S Pen, they are going to be, very pissed on handling the S Pen because see, either they want to have some kind of a purse or some kind of a bag where they can just keep the S Pen with them, or they
right?
are going to buy Samsung's own case which holds the S Pen, which makes the phone really bulky, right?
Yeah,
And that makes it very low percentage of people who are going to own S21 Ultra, you know,
and have the S
to
Pen.
be the thing, right? Uh, to buy the S Pen, right?
Yes.
And that seems very wasteful because see, the pen is not that costly when you think about it.
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
digitizer under the display is more costlier than the pen, right? And if you are just going to have a digitizer without a pen, then that particular hardware in your phone is a waste.
It's a wastage.
It's
Yeah.
total waste.
Correct.
So better to have a phone without a digitizer, right? Which is much more cheaper
Yeah.
than having no pen and digitizer, right? I think this moves better because see, now
Hmm.
you have a pen. I mean, at least you are going to use the pen when needed.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
really need it, you remember, okay, this phone has a pen. Let's use the pen, right?
Correct.
And currently, as you know, I also use a Note, right? With the S Pen, and S Pen is really amazing, right? It's
S Pen
like
is next to that.
it's
Right.
really precise. Mine is not that fancy yet, right? Nowadays notes are like very fancy, right? You have air gestures, right? You can write in air and those kind of things.
Right. Right.
I don't have those features. This is like a normal pen, right? You can
Yeah.
write on a screen and
Yeah.
that's it. Maybe also control the camera with the Bluetooth option. You can just click on the shutter and
Right.
cause the camera to work. But the thing is, the tracking precision and the speed at which it tracks, it's all in pawn par, right? It's like amazing. And
That is
I
pretty good.
guess I guess anyone who wants a tablet or a phone with pen, I guess first go with Samsung, right? Then go with something else. Even Surface, I don't recommend it. I think I will first recommend Samsung tablet if you can bear Android OS, for your tablet.
Correct.
Obviously, if you
Absolutely.
want to do much more, then obviously go with Windows Surface. Right?
Yeah. Correct.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, I guess this will be the future, right? Because see,
Hmm.
nowadays people are moving towards online, right? You want to
Yeah.
present something, you want to just draw something up, sketch something up real time, and show them, right? You need to
Yeah.
have some assistance from the software side because you have seen those drawing videos, right, on YouTube and all those things. where people are just drawing very easily because they have the software assisting them very much, right? It's
Yeah.
like, so those things are the ones which everyone will get now. And think about teachers. I mean, if they buy, right? I mean, professors in colleges, they buy, they can, maybe like do a lecture, right? While doing a lecture, if they are at home and they are doing it remotely, then they can share the screen and write like a whiteboard on top of phone, and they can sit comfortably on table and just write on phone, right? And
Right.
this basically
Here,
opens up a whole new sector of things.
right. Actually, in my college, I guess 90% of the professors do have an iPad with an iPencil or something. So you
Yeah,
are
Apple Pencil.
correct. You are correct. Like generation is moving towards that only. I think not all colleges
Correct.
do have the same privilege, but here at least we do. So like if in I guess 5-10 years,
Yeah, I
maybe
mean, it's just the things progress slowly, right? You can see
yeah,
the wave, right? The ripple coming. So
yeah,
the ripple is going up, and in 5-10 years, as you have told, most of the browsers will have a pen device, a phone with a pen or a tablet with a pen,
right,
at least a background tablet with a laptop, right? To
absolutely,
do the notes and things.
yep,
Even it helps me, right? It's like I want to show my friend something, maybe some algorithm, right? And I can
yeah,
just draw something and show in real time, right? you know and the cool thing about digital notes is that you can erase it.
I see, and
Normal notes you can erase it, right? And you can overwrite stuff. So you're visualizing a RAM, then you can, like, okay, say you're putting 2 in 0th address, then you're putting 3 in 0th address. You can erase 2
yeah,
and put 3 there, right? And
right,
these are the cool things you can do. And in theory you have all the colors of pen with you
hmm,
when you have the pen,
yeah,
right? This is very hard in real life to have all the colors of pen with you, right?
absolutely, absolutely correct.
And this is one of the cool things. I mean, obviously writing on paper feels different than writing on phone, right?
Yeah,
It still feels much more closer than typing, because typing is obviously orthogonal to writing, but
typing
this
is something
gives us
here.
at least a little bit of feel.
Yeah, yeah, correct. And the best thing
Yeah,
is
I
like
guess that is it.
it will be there for ages with you. So notes generally gets lost, but yeah, this will be there. So yeah, that's a
This
good
will
thing.
be there, and if you can somehow export it, yeah, this is another topic, right? I mean, in the sense, uh, some notes app doesn't you allow you to export things, right? Unless you have some really cool enterprise backing you, right?
Yep,
Like, for
yep,
example, if you are in some kind of enterprise, then you have Microsoft Suite, then you can save your OneNotes as ONT or something, some format, right? ONE
okay,
or something. One, yeah, one ONE, right? You can save the notes as something dot ONE, right? I mean, the
yeah,
name dot ONE. You can do that in your normal thing, right? But anyway, that's aside. If theoretically, just say you are using OneNote and Microsoft will exist for like maybe 1,000 years, you know,
yeah,
totally hypothetical, right? 1,000 years, then in
yeah,
theory you will have OneNote with you for 1,000 years.
right,
I mean,
right,
I don't know what is the point to have OneNote with you 1,000 years unless you are immortal, right? But if you are somehow in a cryogenic chamber, then you wake up after 1,000 years, you can expect your notes to be in one one drive,
absolutely correct, right,
not under a pile of garbage or earth, right?
yeah,
Or eaten by insects.
right, yeah. So yeah, I guess
Historians will be pleased, right? Historians will be pleased because they are like, everything happened in these times are like
yeah,
literally recorded.
right,
Like
right, right,
perfectly preserved. And the funny thing is, the ones which are going to be really preserved are the dumb videos and dumb things. And historians will be like, okay, in 21st century people did this. What the hell?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Because I
but
mean, people
yeah,
did dumb things in the earlier centuries also, but they are not preserved, right? They are just gone.
correct.
Here it's all preserved, right?
And
That
dumb
is
things just get viral, right? So it's more
that is the only
preserved.
thing. Yeah, yeah. So true. Okay, well, so I guess moving to the next topic.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. So here comes our dear Lord Mark Zuckerberg, right? So
Yep,
essentially, so I mean, we saw that coming, right? But so essentially, they have created a parent company named as Meta, and now these companies, that is Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, some Oculus, and some fifth also, like some more company is there under Meta, and they are calling the whole thing as Metaverse, right? So yeah, I mean, so the reason was that Facebook was doing a lot of things, as you all know, behind the scenes, and they were not able to showcase that we are doing these things. Like they were building the Oculus VR, but they're not able to showcase, like because the Facebook's name was attached with Oculus and then the VR. People were believing that it has some privacy issues, and of course it has, but yeah, people believed it easily. But now as they have created meta, they can just create Oculus VR under the Meta, and people will kind of have some mentality that it's not Facebook, so it will have less privacy issues. But that's not the case. Like, I mean, we all do know, the people who are watching this thing already knows that that's not the case. But yeah, that was the motive. Like they wanted to shift their image from the data hogging company to some neutral company that has not built its image yet. So yeah, I mean, like that was the only thing. And second thing could be something tax related. Like I am not at all an expert in economics or something, but people are saying that they will be benefited with some tax issues things. So yeah, that could be also the reason. But yeah, the primary reason was this only, the image. So yeah, bro, like I guess you can put some points now.
the last time I saw a company do this is when cyanogen mode became dangerous.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You know why they did that, right? They're like, okay, shit, we are done with our name. Like, you
Yeah,
destroyed
yeah,
it. OnePlus destroyed it.
absolutely
Now we are going to you know, re-emerge from the ashes as a new company.
correct.
I think that is what Meta is, right? They
Yeah.
just want something to stand apart. You
Hmm.
know Huawei, right? Honor.
On. Yeah.
Uh, Xiaomi as
Poco.
Redmi
And Poco, right? I mean,
and
Poco is
Poco.
also.
Yeah, and
Oh,
Poco. Oppo has OnePlus,
yeah.
right?
Oppo even has
And
Realme.
right. So like it's like all these brands have their own like alter egos, right? You can say,
Yes. Yes.
and these are all just to first of all to evade tax, right? Little bit because the percentages and when things adds up, it becomes more. When things are
Yeah.
distributed, it becomes less in percentages.
Correct.
And there is one cool thing about that. But the major thing is that to separate the blame. If Huawei gets some blame, Honor doesn't.
Yes.
If Xiaomi gets some blame,
Yeah.
Mi brand and Redmi doesn't, right? So something
Actually,
like that.
I mean, prime example is OnePlus, right? Right now, OnePlus
Correct.
is just getting blame on the operating system, but no one is blaming Oppo. I guess, it's the Oppo which is imposing pressure over OnePlus, but people are not
Correct.
seeing
I
that.
mean, Oppo is the color of it, Oppo is with the ColorOS, and Oppo is a bigger
Yeah.
company compared to
Yeah.
OnePlus,
Yeah.
and is a parent. So
Yeah.
obviously, Oppo should be the one who is doing it, not OnePlus.
Exactly.
OnePlus may be in a pretty tight spot. They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
fine, right?
Yeah.
So it's like this is this is surprising because I thought Lizard guy would have much more less dignity, right?
Hmm.
I mean,
Right.
he is like you know the Senate meeting, right? How it went.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you know the thug life meme, right?
Yeah.
Like the uh, like he was asked one question like, okay, so which hotel room did you stay last night? And he was, Zuckerberg was like, I don't think that is important to be said here, right? And
Yeah.
which soap did you use or something? And,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he was like pissed off and asked like, why are you even asking this? So yeah, that is what it means to be, uh, you know, right to privacy, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So something like that move happens, then also Zuckerberg is rock solid. He doesn't have dignity, right? He doesn't have any kind of uh, regret towards his actions. That is how I feel. And somehow, somewhere, someone has basically advised him to be like, you see, like Facebook company, right? They are tracking WhatsApp, Instagram around the way, right? Maybe
Yep.
we should cut the ties, right? Maybe
Right.
make another company and just put that logo in front of things. It's
Correct.
time for Facebook to just die, right? They're like saying that,
Yep.
and Zuckerberg is like, okay, fine, we will do it if it's really necessary, right? Yeah, maybe he has already seen the future, and this
Hmm.
is one more step towards world domination. I don't know,
Yep.
right? But we can all agree that he is alien.
Yep. 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 So true.
Most probably Mars, right? From Mars, so
Yeah.
that might be why it's named Meta,
Right.
Martian Meta, right?
And Mark.
Yeah. So and like we'll be all slaves for infinity. So that is infinity.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yep. I guess there is nothing to say about Meta, right?
Yeah. I
It's like
mean,
101 company move. They
it's
just
a
they just create a new company.
it's a blank slate now. As of now. I mean, we all know it's Facebook only, but see, it's a blank slate. So we cannot just commit anything right now.
Yep,
We'll wait and see what
correct.
happens.
Only company which has gone through a very bad point in time and recovered is Zoom, I think.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Zoom was pretty bad at first, but now see Zoom, right? They are like rocking, right, at this point.
Correct. Correct.
Um,
Correct.
you know that meme with the the kid dancing, like
Oh
there's a
yeah.
meme, right? The
Yeah.
kid dancing.
A small
So
kid is
Zoom was
basically
like
partying.
first of all crying, right? Now his kid is like
Yep.
laughing and partying, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yep.
that is the situation of Zoom, right? Right now.
Absolutely. I mean,
So,
if you consider the video conferencing platform, their platform is best because uh, I have seen
correct.
the screen sharpness of, I mean, screen sharing sharpness of every platform to this point, and they are having the best sharpness with even lesser bandwidth, I guess. So that
So
is
they have pretty good algorithms,
they're pretty good. I mean,
basically.
they were the whole company is based on that, right? The other Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and some other websites and those things, they are built up just after the pandemic. Like they were having it, but they were not. It was not their primary product. This is their even the only product, I guess. So it has to be good, and it is good.
Yep, and they were doing it for years before the whole thing picked up.
Correct, correct. That is correct.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but so I guess the last topic then.
the last topic. Yep. Yep. Last topic.
All right. So as we move to the
I'm
last
just
topic,
checking if there is some comments.
yeah,
Is there any comments?
I think there is none till now.
There is none. Okay. Then let's continue.
Yeah. So last topic is regarding Google. How can we forget it, right? So
Perfect.
I mean, if someone has any questions, just let us know, right? I think one or two people are still watching. So if they are having any questions, please let us know. So the Google released 6 and 6 Pro. One is at 699 and one is at 899. So the 899 is basically competing with the flagships. That is, I guess, Samsung's Note series and Galaxy series and iPhones, the iPhone series. Now, the limelight of the Pixel has always been camera and AI features, right? Those were the only two things where Google dominated. The smart features. But so first thing is let's talk about camera. As it has tensor chip, I think the processing is faster. That's what is being reported all over. Second is they need some software tuning because NKBSD told sometimes it just overexposes the shots and it's not good. So yeah, I think software updates will fix it. And Google is very good at computational photography, so that will be fixed. Third thing is the AI
I mean, obviously
based.
they have the like
Yeah,
tensor chips, right? So they
absolutely
can have better AI, right? Like in the cameras, right?
correct, correct.
They might be
Yeah,
even the best in the market at this point.
actually, yeah. So, Abhiram, I just checked out the transcription speed, right? We have the transcribe feature in the Google's recorder, wherein you can just speak
Correct.
and it translates. So,
Correct.
I have checked in my phone. That is like pretty mid-range phone, 636. I mean 6S Snapdragon 636. It takes around half a second or maybe 1 or 1.5 seconds to pick the word which I told, and it also misses some words. But this phone, right? It doesn't miss a word. It doesn't. I mean, generally, if you speak clearly, then it doesn't. Uh, you know, misspell the word, and it is really fast. So that is for sure Google's tensor chip doing the magic, and you might
Maybe
already know.
also they are prioritizing thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They are running a better model for Google Pixel devices.
Sure, sure, sure. I mean, Google.
Preet, can you like also try with Pixel Experience, because Pixel Experience kind of mimics all the
I see.
Pixel
Right,
stuff,
right.
right?
I'm planning to install custom ROM because the stock ROM is also giving me headaches now. So yeah,
Correct, correct.
I'll go
Then
with
then you can like try it and maybe like let our viewers know, right?
yeah,
How it
yeah.
went.
Yeah. I'll tell you the difference between stock ROM's transcription and the Pixel Experiences transcription. Right, and
I think it
the
should be better.
yeah, ideally it should be better. Right. And Aviram, have you seen that feature wherein Google has added in the Google Photos in the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro, wherein you can just remove the background. I mean, uh, if there are like four people in your background, right, and you are standing at a beach, and there are like some people going in the background. If you select remove the obstacles in the background, right? What it will do is it will basically tell you these all are things which they consider to be they shouldn't be in the background but they are, and if you select those they will be like remove, and they will be filled with uh, GAN generated uh, image. I mean the area. So essentially they are using some
So
I mean
it will look like a pretty standard photo,
yeah,
basically.
essentially if you are in a stadium and you took photo, right, everyone is there in the background.
Yeah.
But if you remove those people, I mean with one click only you can just remove all of them, you it will feel like you're the only people, you're the only one who is in the stadium. So I think they're using some clustering techniques for this detection of people, or maybe some other
We should
gaming
have
technique.
a little bit of investigation on top of it, because how is it really building up the image?
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
right.
is it really good in the sense, like, is it the pretty good representation of the image, right?
Yeah.
Because patterns and all those things in the background can be represented easily, right?
Yep.
But if you don't have patterns, but it is a pretty defined thing,
Yeah.
like for example football ground, where you
Hmm.
have those lines which are
Yeah.
pretty defined,
Yeah.
then an artifact might basically ruin the whole image, right? And we
Actually,
might
it
be able
is
to
there.
detect those
It is
things.
still there. With non-recognizable pattern, artifacts are there. We actually some reviewer has already covered. So you are correct.
Then there you go. There you go. So,
But 90% of the time it works really good. Sometimes, some
but
cases.
what I would like is to, have Google camera take multiple shots, right?
Yeah.
Where the person is there, person is not there.
Hmm.
People are moving, then multiple shots are being taken of
Yep.
people moving, or a video of people moving. And
Right.
now with that video and your photo, you can
Hmm.
literally generate a photo with you only in the middle,
I see.
because
Right.
now you have
You are the
all
only one
the
who is
data, enough
stationary.
data.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, not about stationary thing. Like, you can choose to remove everyone, because in the video you have the background completely at any point of time.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, if you say, okay, this area I want to basically see the background, then you have to just wait until the frame comes in which the background is visible.
Yep. Yep.
Then take that particular portion from that particular frame and stitch it together with other
Correct.
portions which are taken from appropriate frames to
Perfect.
make up the background.
Yep.
And this can be improvised in the sense, like, tell the GAN network to generate, and
Hmm.
whenever the GAN network generates, take the portion which is being generated, and you know instead of just putting it that GAN generated image, find the actual background and replace it there.
I see.
It's more like detection and you know
Right.
replacement, right? And
Actually,
if the yeah, maybe not even replace it, maybe
hmm.
blend together with the thing, right?
Right. Right. Abram, they have done really good thing. One thing, if you are taking a selfie, and if someone is already moving in that selfie, right? So if someone is like sneezing, or if someone is closing their eye or something like that, actually the wide angle camera is running at higher shutter speed, right? So it's capturing a lot of images in the background while you're capturing one image.
Correct.
So if some person is having blurry face, what Pixel does is it detects the face in the wide angle images, and then replaces the original image with the blur face with that image. So that they have already done, but this feature which you told, if they can implement that, then it will be really good for sure.
Amazing. I mean, maybe if Google employees are watching, most likely it is not. But
Yeah,
if they're watching, maybe add this feature in, right?
right.
No, I mean, if we had time, we might even give a POC, right?
Sure.
Pretty sure this is possible, because and I think you can also do something like this, right? Based on the photos you have already taken,
Hmm.
you can assume the background,
Yep.
like background personalized to you, right?
Right. Right.
Newer tools are amazingly cool, right? Like all those background filtering things and video calls, everything. Like,
Yep. 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 Absolutely.
think about how complex it is. Basically,
Yeah.
run a real time detection and removal of background and all those things, replacement of background.
Yep. So
So
one more thing,
yeah, I guess
like
that
actually the battery life on Pixels are really bad. It's just three
really
to
bad.
four hours of scene on time 4 hours time I used to get on Eureka, right? So
Correct.
I think that
And
can be fixed
we should
with.
also see if the screen on time is based on, the apps which are really research hungry, right?
Actually,
Are the people who are measuring the thing using research hungry apps?
I mean,
If
like,
not, they'll be seeing that.
actually, these records are coming from MKBHD. So, yeah, I mean, most probably he has considered these factors, right? Even like I think his screen on time should be standard test for all the phones. For the same, I guess, same apps, the some Honor phone performed some 12 hours of screen on time. So yeah, I
I meant
think
it should be bad. That is what I was meaning, right? Like
okay,
Eureka should have given us around 6 hours of screen on time on ideal conditions.
okay,
But in normal use conditions, we might get even 4 hours or less.
okay, yeah,
And
actually,
like that, if Pixel is giving us four hours, then
hmm.
it might be less than.
Yeah, actually, right,
MKB is really really good user, but MKB, he uses Twitter, uses Facebook, uses most of social media.
he is not power user.
Um, he's a power user, but the thing is, he has
He,
multiple phones.
no, I mean, he is not a power user. I mean, pure
He is semi power user, right?
semi power
He's
user. Yeah,
not
it could be.
100% power user. He's like near that. But the thing is, he has multiple phones. So I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure that
so
he won't be daily driving in the sense like he'll be having
no,
it in pocket,
absolutely correct.
but he will be having an iPhone or some other Android with him.
Yep.
That will be the main thing he'll be using. So
Correct.
was he using mobile network?
Hmm.
Was he using Wi-Fi? Was the
Yep.
Bluetooth on?
Yep.
Was the GPS turned on? Location services on?
Yep.
All these things do matter a lot.
Correct.
This is why I hate screen on time, right? We should have some kind of a app which kind of does exact same computation. Like
Exactly.
some computation in GPU, GPS per 1 minute, it just turns on and checks. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, it searches every minute,
Yep.
and now it reports the screen on time without any other apps running in the background. Unless we have something like this, we can't completely trust the figure, but still we can
Yep.
take this figure and assume this is the maximum we are going to get
Hmm.
from the phone. So it's really bad.
So maybe they can fix it with some
Does
software
it does it
update.
have a really good charge? Like to
It
compensate
is
for it?
30 watts, so not up to the mark, right? 30 watts is
Okay,
not.
it's 5000 mAh battery, right? How
It is
much battery?
5000 for 6 Pro. Yeah.
So 5400 with 30 watts, that is going to take a lot of time to charge, more than an hour,
More than 1.5
right?
hour actually. I think.
Yeah,
So
yeah, maybe, yeah, maybe because
at the end it will trickle charge and those things. So
right. I'm like thinking, uh, it's like 30 watts, right?
yeah.
5000 is like 5 watt hour, right? I mean, not
Yeah.
5 watt hour, 5 amp hour, right? Into basically how much was the thing? 5.2, right?
It is 5 point
5.2.
something. Actually,
Yeah,
not
let's call
even
it
2, I
5,
guess. It is,
5000.
yeah, 5,000.
So
Yep.
5000 multiplied by 3.8, there's the nominal voltage of lithium ion.
Yep.
We will get 19 watt hour,
Right.
right? 19 watt hour divided by 30. So that will give you like into 60, right? That will give you 38 minutes to charge the battery to full, assuming constant, constantly
Constant charge.
discharging at 30 watts, right?
Yeah.
Which is not the case. So if you think about something like my phone, right, which has 4,500 milliamp hour battery,
Hmm.
and that is basically 4.5 H, right, into 3.8 volt, given 25 watt hour brick, right?
Yeah.
It should supposedly take only 41 minutes to charge, but
Hmm.
it takes 2 hours ish. So, right, I mean, answer multiplied by x
Hmm.
equal to 2 hours, right? 2 hours is like 160, right? 160 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not 160, sorry, like
Uh,
120,
240.
right? 120.
So 120.
Yeah. So this is 2.92 times. So if we take this factor back to the old value, right? That is 38, right?
Yeah.
38 multiplied by the this value, then we will get around 1.85 hours to charge exactly the pixel, right?
Yeah.
So there you go, right? Under 2 hours to charge.
I see.
I hope, I mean, like the calculation is clear, hopefully. Let's see. Um, Assuming it charges like my phone, right? That's the assumption I'm making
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
with 25 watt hour power brick. We
Right.
have accounted for 30 watt hour, right? That is
Yeah.
why it's like only taking 1.85 hours. 1.85 hours. Let's convert it to minutes, right? So 1 hour, 60 minutes,
Hmm.
right? And what is about 0.85? 0.85 into 60. 51 minutes. 1 hour, 51 minutes.
I see.
So let's say 2 hours, right? 2 hours to charge
Yeah. Yeah.
pixel.
Right.
And that is bad because that is half the effort.
Exactly. You should at least get 8 hours of screen on time with 2 hours of that thing. But yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Nowadays, phones are charging at a rate of 55 watts to a point where, they're charging within 45 minutes to full.
Yeah. Yeah. And they do last longer actually. But yeah. I mean, we cannot take. See, the thing is that they have designed the whole tensor thing and some maybe CPU and those things first time. So we cannot just blame them. Let's wait for some software updates, I guess. Maybe they can fix it with that. Let's see.
Yeah. I mean, Google is the ones with software updates. So every time Pixel comes up, they are bad
Yeah,
at first. Even the camera starts bad. Then it gets better. Then it becomes excellent. Right? So
correct.
let's wait, right? But I guess the tensor thing, they are like the first, right? So it's like the first generation chips. So it might not be that power efficient as
Yeah,
they wanted it to be, you know. And
right.
maybe they can shut down the tensor chip for some things they are using right now. They might be just beefing up the tensor chip right now because
Hmm.
they want to show tensor chip can do this, tensor chip can do that. So they are using tensor chip for everything, like
Yes,
currently.
yes.
They might decide in future, okay,
Hmm.
maybe let's offload these things to CPU instead of tensor chip because
Right.
tensor chip is too expensive to the whole system.
Correct.
Because when you think about 5,000 milliamp hour battery, you would expect at least 8 hours of CSOT.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's half a power bank, right? Normally you only carry like 10,000 mAh power bank.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
It's it's half a power bank. I mean, like it's a lot of watts, right? It's a lot of watts.
That is ton of
I
power.
think I think you can run a Raspberry Pi Pro for maybe like a year or two with that power.
Yeah, essentially correct. If you, I mean, if you if you don't consider the leakage of the power and the degradation of the cells and those things, then
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, correct.
constant source
You can
leakage is
completely run. to 1 or 2 years with that.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Crazy, you can say crazy uh, efficient the chip is. And
Absolutely.
I mean, see, like this much is the time you can run a Pico. And normal phones, right? I mean, my phone with 4500, it has a screen on time of, I don't know how much. Which is a very good screen on time actually.
Yeah.
Let me see how much it is. Settings, device care, battery. Okay, so screen on time. So screen on time since last full charge is 4 hours and 15 minutes.
Okay.
And it has been, basically, it has only made up to for 65%, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, it's still having 65% juice left. It has already been on for 4 hours and 15 minutes.
Hmm. Yep.
So if you kind of take it linearly, right?
Hmm.
So we can kind of say that 4 hours 15 minutes, right? So
Yep.
4 hours is 4 into 60 plus 15. That is 255, right? Um, that is how much percent battery is used? 100 minus 65% battery is used, right?
Hmm.
So 100 minus 65. Okay, and into 100. So basically it will last 728 minutes. That is 12 hours 8 minutes
Okay.
exactly.
Right.
That is screen on time, right, of my
Yes.
phone. This is having 4500 milliamp hour battery with Exynos. So you know how
Okay.
inefficient this thing is.
Absolutely. Highly inefficient.
So if this can produce that figures, right? I mean, obviously Google is like pretty out of their mind as of
Right.
now.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, I guess with that we can just wrap up this episode, right?
perfect.
All right. So, yeah, guys, like if you did like the episode, please let us know by liking the episode, and also if you have any questions, go to Tux forums or let us know in the comments. Both ways is fine. Otherwise, also share uh, this podcast with your techie friends. They will like and they will also share. They will also watch it. They also gain some knowledge. So yeah, that's very good for us also. And yeah, we'll try to come every Sunday around 9 to 10 p.m. So last time, like you know,
We
from
had
when
some
we
issues.
yeah, I was traveling last time again. For further back we go where I was traveling. So yeah, this time we try to come on Monday because there was a holiday and like we thought you will be there to watch. And yeah, some people were there to watch. So thanks for watching. And yeah, so I guess goodbye everyone.
And we'll be seeing you
Yeah,
Sundays
on
at
Sunday.
9
Yep,
p.m. most probably. I
absolutely.
mean, next time we will keep the timing, right?
Yeah. Perfect. It's okay. Bye bye.